Understand when the Lord made me, He made a rambling man. Some folks might say that I'm no good. I wouldn't settle down, oh, if I could. We formed, well, the band started up actually about 7 years ago. It was mainly really a solo project that I was trying to get off the ground. And maybe, I guess about 4 years ago, maybe a little more, met Chris in the Boston scene. A little while later, met Paul. Jason was my roommate and still lives really close to me in Boston. And Josh I've known the longest, and he has been with the band for a little over 2 years. Well, in my home out on the rural route, told my pa I'm gonna step in out to get the honky-tonk blue. Yeah, the honky-tonk blue. Oh Lord, I got the whole honky-tonk blue. Well, I went to a dance out around my shoes. Woke up this morning wishing I could lose, jumping honky-tonk blue. Yeah, the honky-tonk blue. Oh Lord, I got the whole honky-tonk blue. Woo woo! Well, stopped into every place in town. City life has really got me down. I got the honky-tonk blue. Yeah, the honky-tonk blue. Oh Lord, I got the whole honky-tonk blue. Gonna tuck my worries underneath my arm, get right back to my pappy's farm and leave his honky-tonk blue. Yeah, the honky-tonk blue. Oh Lord, I got the whole honky-tonk blue. All right, Chris, come on. Well, stopped into every place in town. City life has really got me down. I got the honky-tonk blue. Yeah, the honky-tonk blue. Oh Lord, I got the whole honky-tonk blue. Thank you. Well, Hank Williams, but a lot of old, early rock and roll. Little Richard, your Chuck Berrys, your Eddie Cochran's, and a lot of classic country music. We draw a lot of influence from that stuff. The early rockabilly stuff of Johnny Burnett and guys like Johnny Horton, and especially guys who have really kind of stayed more known. Like Johnny Cash has been a major influence of ours. We're gonna do a song here for you that old Hank didn't write. But it really shows the blues influence that he had. He was schooled by a street musician down in Alabama named Rufus T-Tot Payne, and Rufus Payne actually was the man who showed this song here to old Hank, and Hank actually had a pretty big hit with it. We're gonna play the B-side of this single for you a little later, but this one here is called "My Bucket's Got a Hole in It." Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. I'm standing on the corner with a bucket in my hand. I'm waiting for a woman. I ain't got no man, 'cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. I went up on the mountain. I looked down in the sea. Seen the crabs and the fishes doing the beat by beat, 'cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. All right. And it ain't no use in me working so hard when I got a woman in the boss man's yard, 'cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. All right, come on now. My bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no. Thanks so much.
This is the story behind the song Centralia, PA. Well, tonight, actually, Paul and Chris originally come from Eastern Pennsylvania, and we put a song on our new album that's about a town called Centralia, which caught fire 50 years ago, and they've never been able to put the fire out. It's a coal seam that's actually just smoldering and burning under the ground, and it slowly kind of just ate away the town. So the town eventually had to be, everyone had to move, and the town really got wiped off the map. I mean, you actually can't find it. Their zip code even got taken away by the government. So, we learned that story. I actually mulled it over my brain for about 2 years, trying to come up with an idea of how to tell the story of this town, with the theme kind of being, when the American dream becomes a personal nightmare. And the story of this town and these people was just amazing. And maybe even a month before we were going into the studio, it all came together. The idea, I had enough of a story that I felt I could accurately, tell what, and through song, which gives you about 3.5 minutes, what these people went through, and just some of the kind of unique stories, like of this little boy falling down a sinkhole, and that being the last straw for the whole thing. After that, they decided to sell out of the, and let the government buy them out. And from that point on, it's been under government control, and you can go there, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's still pretty dangerous.
Rivers don't run orange out in nature, don't you know? Rivers are the lifeblood of the land. these hills got carved out 1,000,000 years ago, when no one was around to mine their coal. There's a town in Pennsylvania, been on fire for 50 years, claimed the lives of the residents who once lived there. An omen that's wide open for all to understand. The gap between hell and the promised land. And in these hills there's a limited supply. We're gonna keep on digging until the well runs dry. No money without fuel that we cannot afford to take. God bless the human race. Little Tom Boski almost fell to his doom, playing in his backyard on Valentine's afternoon. Instead of chasing young girls' hearts, he clung to his potential tune, clinging to the ground like a flower in bloom. And in these hills, it's limited supply. We're gonna keep on digging until the well runs dry. No money without fuel that we cannot afford to take. God bless the human race. All right. State bought out the town, in the fire it still burns, reducing all within its path to ash. The world still turns. There's a town in Pennsylvania that'll burn for 300 years. The government took its zip code and it disappeared. And in these hills, there's limited supply. But we're gonna keep on digging until the well runs dry. No money without fuel that we cannot afford to take. God bless the human race. God bless the human race.
Thank you guys so much. One of the songs that is on our upcoming album, the album's called Good Luck. It should be available online and on our website and all that. But the song is called Built for Speed. We wrote it actually collectively as a band. We had a couple days off in Nashville and just some time to kill, set up the stuff. I had an idea for calling a song Built for Speed for a while, had a few lyrics accumulated. We just started working on a groove, playing through it, and probably within an hour we had a song, and it made the cut, got on the new album.
I forgot that I was sorry for all the things I'd done. Got to have to do them again, got to have my fun. You don't need to tell me what I'm doing wrong. Remember what you say to me, I put it in a song. Don't go telling stories for your little friend. Make that look you little fish. I know if I had again. Hellhounds and worry are catching enough to you fast. Hell, that don't feel right. But the woman, love you can't get back.
You know, just coming up with a song at some point, sometimes, you know, they come up like that. Other times, you know, you think about them for seemingly, you know, ever, sometimes for years of just, you know, trying to, if you have a concept or an idea, trying to tell the story. And, you know, what's great about these guys, you know, a lot of times I'll bring them something that, you know, there's really not that much to it. There might be, you know, a couple verses or maybe the start of a chorus, and after we've worked through it enough times or, you know, taken it into the studio, we wind up, you know, with a stem to stern, you know, fully written song. And, you know, it's a cool process. I mean, I think about it, you know, like a cake, and, you know, I might bring some batter, but by the time we leave, you know, it's a cake, it's got frosting and some candles and all that. Well, there's one song in particular that we actually recorded on our new album. We found it through Hank Williams. And when Hank had been down on the Louisiana hayride, he took advantage of the acetate machines they had in the studio. So he made all these incredible demos that are him alone with his guitar. And one of those songs wasn't written by him. It was actually written by a lesser-known songwriter named Bill Carlisle. And it's titled Rockin' Chair Money, which is a very apt title in that it truly, in my mind, bridges the gap between country music and what became rock and roll. I mean, it, you know, if you're looking for the evolution, this song is somewhere in there. This, to me, it's the missing link. And what was really cool was we took it, and the guys hadn't heard the demo version of Hank all too much, so they weren't too overly influenced by the way he had played it. So we had this interpretation of me playing Hank's version, and then these guys just started putting their own little nuances on it, and you know, gave it the Girls, Guns, and Glory treatment, and we'll play that in tonight's show, and you can hear it on the album.
All right.
Said there's a party going on down here. Well, she might have took my car keys. Well, she forgot about the old John Deere. Give me just one more last chance before you say we're through. I know I drive you crazy, baby. It's the best that I can do. say we're through. One more last chance.
Give it up for Chris on guitar.
Making noise and running around on you. Give me just one more last chance before you say we're through. Give me just one more last chance before you say we're
We're really having fun and creating an energy, you know, and it's something that is an exchange between us and an audience. Like, you know, a place like the Narrows is wonderful, you know, for doing what we're doing. Of, you know, you'll get your dancers and everything in the back, and you know that creates one type of energy. Then you get other people who are listening to every word and you know really focusing on the music and paying attention and appreciating what's being done up there. You know, and usually their energy, you know, comes in the form of applause at the end of the end of the song or the show, and you know. A place, as musicians, we really appreciate a place like the Narrows that, you know, that offers, you know, kind of the best of both of those worlds, and we're going to be giving them, you know, what we've got, which is tonight Hank Williams songs and our interpretation of them, and then Girls, Guns, and Glory material, which is, you know, everything from country, rockabilly, rock and roll to, you know, even some indie rock flavored stuff.
For us, it's fun to go back and try to interpret this music in kind of, you know, balancing between really trying to learn all the parts. Like I'm learning all the fiddle parts from the classic recording, and Chris actually plays, tries to play like a lot of the steel parts and the guitar parts, but he does it in his own way, and then we'll, you know, interject our own kind of personalities into the music as well. But it's fun. It's fun for us. I mean, we got the garb. We try to step back into that period of music, which is a fantastic time, and try to bring it to people that obviously couldn't see Hank Williams because he, you know, died a long time ago. And then kind of you can always see the evolution of throughout the night when we go into our own music, and you know that gets more of our own personalities into there, but it's fun to do, you know, original music as well as kind of really paying tribute and trying to get that vibe, like the early Hank stuff.
Well, I'm going to get all the boys singing for you on this one. Josh never seems to have a microphone, and we're going to keep it that way. But he's going to sing a verse on this too. This song, it was made famous by Tex Ritter, and then old Hank had quite a big hit with it, called Dear John. When I woke up this morning, there's a note on my door. So don't make me no coffee, baby, no, won't be home no more. And so she wrote, Dear John, I sent your saddle home.
Well, Jonah got along in the belly of a whale, Daniel in the lion's den.
Yeah, sing it there, Chris, sing.
I knew a guy, wouldn't even try. He never came back again. That's all she wrote. Dear John, fetch my saddle home.
Dear Josh. What'd you tell you, Paul?
I feel so sorry for you, Paul, but your wife has done been in. That's all she wrote.
Dear Paul.
I send your saddle home.
All right, Jason, what you got?
Now my girl's short and stubby. She's as strong as she can be. But if that little old gal of mine ever gets a hold of me, that's all she wrote.
Dear John.
'Cause you know I'll be sending my saddle home.
Woo! All right.
When I woke up this morning, there's a note upon my door. So don't make me no coffee, baby. Don't won't be home no more. And that's all she wrote. Dear John, I sent your saddle home.
We worked with a new producer for us for the first time. This guy, Eric Amble. A lot of people know him as Roscoe. And we went down to New York, and he had seen us play a number of times, and we'd been in touch with him for actually over a year, trying to make it all come together. And he really saw something that we were picking up a little bit of, but I was definitely writing a lot more country songs than rock and roll songs, and he was really enjoying the rock and roll songs. So when we started going back and forth about what kind of album do we want to make, right off the bat, he was like, I think you guys have 4 or 5 songs that are rock and roll that need to be recorded, and what do you think about working more in that vein for this album? Is that that being the foundation of the record? And we love the idea. I mean, I think he saw something, and he brought us right in there, and he was fantastic, to work with, of getting his ideas and his as Jason was saying, his personality on the record. I mean, he even picked up the guitar for a few songs. So, yeah, it was really cool.
Thank you all so very much. You know how to make a band feel welcome.